Okay, guys. Waiting to see who gets in here though. I don't know. I wish you could add people on here. What's up, Kareem? We just draft talking right now. You know, they do this draft thing. They've been doing it for the last 3 years though. You know, they've been trying to change some things, but honestly, shit ain't been working. They can't continue to put the same people, Mr. Dot Freaky. What's up? But yeah, they can't continue to put the same people on the same rosters. That's boring. That's why SmackDown don't always be that exciting. Sometimes they always got the same fights that people are sick of seeing. Honestly, if you ask me, they releasing the wrong people. They've been releasing the wrong people. People like fucking Madcap, Riddick Moss. I don't actually really like Riddick Moss really at all. But they got the right person on SmackDown in Gunther. Walter Gunther, whatever. Doesn't matter. I actually still like the name though, but I was mad at it at first, but the name is not that bad. But they can't. One thing they got, WWE got to stop doing. They got to stop changing the names, man. Good. I'm glad. I see. That makes me feel good. He said, "Hi, bro. Any pay-per-view plans? Yeah, I have pay-per-view plans in Wrestling Revolution 3D after I finish my rosters, and most likely that's gonna be after the draft because I mean, if they didn't announce the draft, if they didn't announce a draft that's gonna happen, then I would have been started doing those. Also, pay per view, not only pay per view, but GMOs sometimes. That's gonna be part of my career. So it's like you're gonna see more things that's gonna happen. But yeah, I want to see. I want Bobby Lashley to go to SmackDown. You can keep Omos or whatever though on Raw, but Lashley, he should come to SmackDown. Gunther, honestly, he should win the title from Ricochet, and maybe I would like him to stay on SmackDown, but I feel like that they might change him and send him to Monday Night Raw, which is not bad, but I feel like he just get more. He's gonna get opportunities, trust me, because that dude, he's a beast. Ricochet, he's been holding that title for a while. He's got like, he's now like what 82 days, 80 days, 82 days as champ, which is okay, which is pretty okay, better than most people. But hopefully he holds that title a little bit long to like 100 something, like 100 days or so. But yeah, what about Pretty Deadly? Yeah, I'm working on that. Cause you know, Wrestling Revolution 3D, they have they don't have a lot of characters, and the characters that people do make calls of, or that you put on the rosters and shit. So they like they're basically taken up. So Pretty Deadly, they kind of like flamboyant. So what I did was I used women that wasn't like what was basically not being used, so they're not being used at all, and I turned them into Pretty Deadly. Only because Pretty Deadly is kind of flamboyant and their attire kind of look girlish, so you know. But so I always use, yeah, I appreciate that when people use my calls in their video, as and stuff like that. And they shout out. Well, I appreciate that because people do watch. People do watch. And I just when I started making videos, I wasn't as good as I am now. But it's like because I just had to keep working at it. Like if you go back to my first ever videos of my car creations, I was good, but I wasn't as good as I was now. I just kept practicing. But really, it wasn't even the practice. Really, I was rushing. those videos, and and to be honest, this and instead of taking my time, I was rushing instead of taking my time. So that's why you see the results of me being better now than I was then. Even my career is so much better. It's so much entertaining now than it was then. But I'm just trying to. I'm trying to. I don't know what they're gonna do with the draft. If they might send Theory to SmackDown and Gunther or whoever still Ricochet or Gunther to Raw as the Intercontinental Champion on Raw, and SmackDown has the United States, which I hope doesn't happen. I hope whoever has those titles, they stay on their brands, because I don't want those titles to switch brands. But we're gonna see what happens. They said that the draft might be like sometime in September or whatever. I don't know. That's a while, but that's why I'm gonna still be, dropping content for you guys. I'm still gonna be like posting calls. I'm still gonna be trying to get you guys some matches with Liti. Like I said, Liti first match probably is gonna be Gunther. That's what the majority of the people voted. He's a vicious heel that people know. You know, they wanted him to be a vicious heel. They wanted him to be the. I put out polls on my community post channel, and my community post. I put polls on there. So he's a vicious heel. He's a high flyer. He's a technical fighter. He's also a brawler too. So Lee he got some flavors and some finesse to him. I would love for Carmelo Hayes to come onto the main roster because my son is a beast. He's like you could. If I had to, Carmelo Hayes is basically like the next John Cena. Braun Breaker, I want him on SmackDown. Braun Breaker is basically, and he's actually on his way up to the main roster after he loses his NXT title. So Braun Breaker, I want him on SmackDown. Braun Breaker is the next Goldberg basically. So if you was Braun Breaker is the next Goldberg for sure. You got Braun Breaker, you got Carmelo Hayes, you got a lot of these guys that's pretty damn amazing. They know what to do. They know what they need to get done and shit like that. Umaga, I don't know about Umaga. It isn't. I have so much other people to make. So to make Umaga, I made him before a long time ago, but I deleted it because it didn't get the views that I wanted. And I didn't expect it to get the views that I wanted because like I'm at a place now where I can't afford to be making cars that's like basically irrelevant. Rest in peace to Umaga though, but it just don't make any sense. That's why I didn't make a Chris Benoit. First of all, because he's already in the game. I can make his attire and everything and his moves better, but yeah, he's always in the game. There's no need to make him. That's why I didn't make him. But I gotta show you these characters, which I 100% agree, and I'm pretty sure everybody agrees with this. Joe Gacy is the next Bray Wyatt. Odyssey Jones next Mark Henry. Carmel Odyssey Jones ain't winning no world title. I don't see them pushing him to do that. And these comparisons are actually accurate. They're very much accurate. I like I like I like a lot of people. I feel like I mean yeah, in a way, Scorpio Sky and Ricochet pretty much look alike. What I should have did was use a face 16 for Scorpio Sky, but they pretty much look alike. So just one is like a little bit more tone, one is more build. The other one is a little fragile, but yeah, the driver's gonna be excited. I don't know. I think that they after Roman Reigns match and Roman Reigns and McIntyre match after Roman beat McIntyre, of course, he's gonna beat him. McIntyre has never beat Roman Reigns in one-on-one action, and I think they had like about 10 fights now that we seen, and the other fights that they did have was on road matches, like house matches or whatever they call it. They fight on house matches and Roman Reigns beats him all the time. Except for when like in a tag team. If they're in a tag team, those don't really count. So, McIntyre's never beaten Roman Reigns in a one-on-one match, and pretty sure, and he's and at Clash of the Castle, he's not gonna win either. But because his next match, for those of you who don't know, at Money in the Bank, because Roman Reigns not gonna be on Hell in a Cell. So Money in the Bank. And I hope they don't make Cody the winner of the Money in the Bank. He doesn't need to do that. He really doesn't, and they shouldn't do that. But he doesn't need to win everything as soon as he gets back to WWE. It doesn't make sense. But there's have so many other people that deserve a title opportunity that they should put. Who I want to win that match is Seth Rollins. I would love for Seth Rollins to be the winner of one of those matches. Of the Money in the Bank match, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, AJ Styles, or Shinsuke Nakamura. But it depends on who they put in there. It really does depend on who they put in there. But they should keep Cody on Raw, and also during the draft they should put McIntyre on Raw. Like I said, Lashley on SmackDown. Maybe Gunther on Raw too, but I want him to stay on SmackDown. As I want Braun Breaker to go to SmackDown, and they should they should put McIntyre on Raw after the draft. Sami Zayn should go to Raw, and Shinsuke Nakamura. But I want Sami Zayn to be a face again. I want Nakamura to turn heel. Honestly, I don't really care when Brock Lesnar returns. He returns all the time, so it doesn't like. It's like the point that you're happy to see Brock Lesnar, but you're happy to see Brock Lesnar wrestle, but it doesn't really interest me because other people deserve a chance. He's already a 10-time world champion, so he obviously doesn't need to prove anything. But when he does come back, most likely it will be before WrestleMania weekend, and it's gonna be that because he's supposedly supposed to pass the torch, meaning like he's supposed to have a fight with Gable Stevenson, which we still yet to see. Even though Gable Stevenson is on Raw, and to be honest, he might change brands come this Superstar shakeup, which he might be sent to SmackDown, which is not bad. That's actually a pretty damn good idea for him to be on SmackDown. But a 3-hour show on Raw, you could get a lot out of a person. So that's why they try to put all the stars on Raw, and it's because it's a 3-hour show, which I get. But what they keep forgetting, if you put all the stars on Raw, then you don't even have a proper booking. So you don't. But they got all the stars. They got Lashley and all those guys on Raw, and then SmackDown looks basically like nothing. All they got on SmackDown is the Usos and Roman Reigns and McIntyre. I want Ricochet to stay on SmackDown though. I want the Miz to come to SmackDown because I really want the Intercontinental Championship to stay on SmackDown. I want the Miz to have won his 9th and be tied for first of all time winnings, and because he's an 8-time Intercontinental Champion. The only one above him is Chris Jericho. He won 9, but I want the Miz to be the only one to win 10 Intercontinental Championships. That'd be so fire. But like to end his career, John Cena's supposed to come back June 5th, I believe. And supposedly he's supposed to challenge Austin Theory for his title, which is actually gonna be so fire. And I hope Austin Theory somehow could win. That'll be one of the biggest will be the biggest win of his career. Solo Sikoa, no, he should not. It's a good idea, but every title don't need to be unified. Those titles are perfect the way they are. I mean, nobody. That'd be interesting because nobody in history has ever held the United States in the Intercontinental Championship at one time. But those titles don't need to be unified. Not at all. But you got superstars from NXT that could come up to the main roster, like Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, Solo Sikoa, and Cameron Grimes. Those guys right there, they could come up. Io Shirai too. She was actually been supposed to come up. I don't know where she's at. She's not injured, but Zoe Stark. I like Zoe Stark, but that's it for now. I just wanted to chop it up because I haven't been on here in a while, so I just want to talk to y'all for a little bit about draft, stuff like that that's happening. But yeah, Sheamus and his little crew should go to Raw. Um, don't really care about the New Day anymore. Cause I love them as a tag team and individual, but I think they should break up. I think you should you should keep Kofi on SmackDown, send Woods to Raw. Because to be honest, and AJ Styles should come to SmackDown again to challenge Roman for a title. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Y'all see me